Welcome to the Waylight. In today's gospel passage, we see that a scribe comes to Jesus and asks a question, which is the greatest commandment of all. Usually, in the gospels, when we go through, we can understand that when scribes and Pharisees come to Jesus and ask certain questions, it would be mentioned in this manner. At that time, Pharisees and scribes came to Jesus and asked him a question in order to test him. In order to test him. But this particular word, test, is not mentioned in today's gospel passage. Why is it so? When we compare this particular passage with other gospel passages in which we see the scribes and Pharisees come to Jesus and ask questions and so on, when we compare this passage to other those passages, we can understand that whenever they came to Jesus, they brought forward certain questions in order to test Jesus, so that they can find fault with Jesus. Thus, they will be able to put revenge against Jesus. This what means. But in today's gospel passage, from today's gospel passage scenario itself, we can understand that how the situation was moving on, because this person, this particular scribe, was good person in heart. He had no evil intentions. He had not come to put Jesus into the test. He came actually out of curiosity. We know that the scribe was in touch with the law, and he knows almost all the laws, and he knows everything about the law ultimately. And he wanted to know this particular person, Jesus, does he know everything? So out of curiosity only, he came to Jesus and asked this particular question, which is the greatest commandment of all. And what's the reaction of Jesus? The reaction of Jesus was not in a way that he used to deal with the Pharisees and scribes, because Jesus knew the inmost heart of this particular person. That Jesus knew that he came with a kind of curiosity. And then Jesus tells this particular aspect. Jesus answers him, and after that, that particular person was telling frankly that whatever you said, teacher, whatever you said is right. And then how it ends? Jesus tells to that person, man, you are not far away from the kingdom of heaven. And that's what happens. And in the whole scenario, today's gospel scenario, we will see a kind of what we can say, a kind of a positive vibe from the scribe as well as from Jesus. So when we relate this particular aspect into our life, we can understand that whenever we act in a positive manner, the reaction also will be the same. Right? All the life experience of us, all the things that are happening in our day-to-day life, everything is comprised of action and reaction. Whatever we act, the reaction also will be given. The reaction also will be got. It's the aspect. When there is action, there will be a reaction automatically. So if the action is good, then the reaction also must be good. If the action is bad, then the reaction also will be bad. When we come to today's gospel passage, we understand that the action was good. This particular person was not having a kind of evil intention. He did not come in order to put Jesus into the test, and the scenario was very soothing. So that's the thing. And we see when that particular person came to Jesus He must have had a smiling face. The same thing that Jesus was replying, while Jesus was replying, also, Jesus might have a smiling face. That is very clear when we go through the last sentence, what Jesus put forward, the statement of Jesus. Man, you are not far away from the kingdom of heaven. When Jesus tells, he must add the smiling face. So this is the thing. Where there is action, there will be reaction also. So if our actions are good, then the reaction also must be good. So that's what we learn from the life situations. So my dear friends, as we are here, let us ask God's special grace to deal with others in a positive manner, to have a kind of vibe, not to put others into the test, and not to put others into anger, wrath, a lot of those things. So may God bless us all in order to have a kind of positive vibe that we can bring in day-to-day life through our dealing with others. May God bless us all.